definitely start off with Lulu.
Hi, everybody. It's Linda G here with not. I always say Nadia. It's Nijia.
Nijia, yeah.
Um, and very excited to have her on. She sent me some symbols because she's a belly. I used to be a belly dancer back in the day, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick 411. I took Lulu in to get a straight cast to test her urine to see if that's what's causing her high white cell count. And they came back out and she said, we're going to try to get her peeing outside. And I'm like, oh, you couldn't straight calf? They did an ultrasound down by where her bladder is just to make sure the bladder was clear. And I guess that lipoma goes from her tail over her bladder. So they couldn't straight cath her. They were afraid to straight cath her. So now I'm thinking that surgery is going to be more involved. So now I got to catch a pee and see if she has a urine infection, then that means that's why. But I don't know. They were going to do, I looked at chat, whatever the chat thing is, and I asked them about it. And it's more involved with that kind of surgery. And they were going to do abdomen too. She has a lipoma on her abdomen, and I think I'll pay for two separate. I don't want them to do both. I want them to concentrate on one and then she heals and then we do the other. So anyway, that's the update on Lulu. Oh, she hates going to the doctor, and I got her these little stairs and she wouldn't use them. She breathes so heavy when you think she was going to kill over a heart attack.
How's she feeling now, Linda?
She's fine. She's knocked out.
She's knocked out still.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, doing the most benevolent prayers, I can put her on the
Thank you.
prayer list around the world. I belong
There
to
you go.
a
Thank
most
you.
benevolent. Yeah. So I did something in your honor. Lush hair.
Long hair, extensions.
Well, it's just I just put it on right before an hour ago and was
Oh,
playing around with it. It's this thing called a halo.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
And a few years ago, when I lost all my hair from COVID, not all my hair, big patches. I'm exaggerating, but I had big clumps of hair fall out in early COVID days, and I
People
didn't know why.
lose their hair with
I had,
COVID.
oh yeah, people did, yeah, because your body's so stressed. So when the first time COVID came around, it was pretty severe. It hurt a lot of people, including me, and I didn't know why I was losing my hair.
Yeah.
And I bought
But were
this.
you hella sick?
I was pretty sick. I felt like I was run over by a Mack truck. I thought I had pneumonia. But because of, back then there was no testing, and I just I had like a lot of drip, and so back then they said, "Oh no, it's all down in the lungs. It's not if you're dripping." But months later when I saw my doctor and I talked about the hair loss and I lost all my not all my taste, but a lot of my taste and smell went away, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was just glad I wasn't hungry because I wasn't, I couldn't taste anything. So I lost weight because I was like not craving food. And it was great, that part of it, but I didn't know. I didn't know. And then the doctor's like, you had COVID, but they didn't have any testing back then, you
Yeah,
know.
boy, you got in the very beginning.
I did, but luckily I had the mask because I have, lung disease. Now we know I have heart disease. So that would have been really dangerous had I not gotten those 8K N99 masks in the mail. And my guides audibly said, usually my Claire audience isn't audible. It's more like inside my head or down in here. And it audibly said devastation's coming and these masks were meant for me. Put them somewhere safe where you won't lose them. And
When
that was
you ordered it before
I
because you
never
probably
ordered them. They were not ordered by me. It was angels. It was a total mistake. Amazon sent them to me by mistake. And they
God.
said, "Don't worry." Um,
Yeah, when they do a mistake, you can keep it.
he said, "Just keep it." And I was going to donate them. I put them in a donation pile, but I heard a voice. You know the voice that's
I
strong.
know, the one that talks to you. very clearly.
And it said devastation is coming. These are not a mistake. Devastation is coming. Put them somewhere where you won't forget where they are. They were meant for me.
But you still got COVID.
I did, but like it's all about the viral load. I wore them. Listen, I wore them every time I went out. Thank God I don't feel guilty about giving COVID to other people. Because I would have, you know, people die. So
Oh, it's terrible.
yeah, I wore this. My hair is this short.
Yeah.
This is like this halo thing. I don't know how long I'll keep it on because it's hot as balls under this. It's like it may come off with a song and a little song with to come off. We'll see.
Yeah.
But you love your
I
symbol.
love it. I love it.
You love it. So we're gonna give Linda a little lesson after on how to. There's a set of four.
Yeah.
And these are from Turquoise. So if anybody ever wanted something that sounded nice, get them from turquoiseinternational.com in California. So I had to have yours shipped from California to here, and then I sewed them for you and labeled yours
You sure did. You
because
know,
they're if you don't get them,
yeah.
yeah, it makes it
My
easier.
first costume was beaded by a woman in Walnut Creek who used to make hand beaded outfits. Mine was red and it was a beautiful, beautiful costume. And at that time, I think I paid about $250 and I was still married to Charlie. So that must have been 2000, not 2019 or 1980 something. 1980 something. And I kept that. I got divorced. I was on the road. I was trying to get up some money to make my car payment. And I sold that costume and it sold right away. Because this
Yeah,
woman
it's
had
beautiful.
died, so anything she made was,
Anything she made was
yeah.
El Primo.
But yeah, that was.
So
I had a lot of fun with it. I never danced professionally. I would do some parties and stuff, but I just did it for fun.
yeah, but it's fun. I mean, you don't
I
have to be
enjoyed it.
professional.
I
I
love
could.
the music.
Do you still listen to the music ever? Do you ever
Oh
hear
yeah,
it?
oh
Do
yeah.
you still
I
it's
have
still
it
in
on
you?
my list.
I
So,
give you
girlfriend,
yeah. Yeah.
um, what do you think about Jelaine, being moved to Texas?
I didn't know she was getting moved.
She
When
got
did
out
that?
of Florida and they put her in Texas.
Ay, ay,
I
ay.
think Trump is up to no good.
Well, he's definitely up to no good. Oh my God. So,
Yeah,
I heard Brian Tyler Cohen talking today while I was
yeah,
getting ready for you. And I heard him talk, and he said, "Oh, you know what he's gonna do with her? He's gonna make they had that 5 hour interview, right? So he's gonna make it like make sure she's naming any Democrats that went to the island, and then she is gonna get a medal for naming them." That's what Brian Tyler Cohen said. Like he wants to twist this whole thing around and give not just pardon her because she's already looking for a pardon. I know that.
yeah. But Congress said no. She can't be pardoned. She won't come appear on the 11th unless they promised her a pardon, and they said no.
Yeah, but he always violates the law anyway. What's the difference? He started the war. He did
He's
attacks. He
talking
did.
about letting P. Diddy out scot-free too.
This is crazy. This is
What
crazy.
are you saying, girlfriend?
I hold on. Let me just get
Why
the.
did he move her to Texas? She's glad to be there.
Ooh. So I'll show you what I got. I got Five of Pentacles. So there's like definitely a change and being kicked out of this. Well, there's this rushing toward trying to save something, and that's the swords, the Knight of Swords. But look, it's the world card turned upside down. So it's like the end of something.
Well, I've got the death card on the outcome for her. So, you
Mm.
know what I can feel psychically when I look at her? She's not had any joy in a long time. There's no, even if she gets out, she has to look behind her all the time because you know what they do to people in prisons, people who assault children.
They do the similar assault, right?
Yeah, I just feel like her life is just sad. She's sort of living in her own hell on earth.
It sounded like her childhood is, you know, was sad too because, there was no morals in her childhood.
Okay, I thought something happened to her when she was young. What do you know?
Well, I was listening to a podcast about, I don't know the man who wrote it, but he was a journalist and he had a really interesting take on Ghislaine, right? He said, you look at her life growing up, and she was the princess, right? She was the princess in the castle, and it looked like she had everything. And now she's the princess that's locked away in the tower, basically. It's like a storybook thing almost. But he was looking into her childhood and her father and how abusive he was.
Oh, he was abusive
Yeah.
to her?
To all the kids.
Oh, okay, because I
And he
thought
had a lot of
she was
those.
his favorite.
She was his favorite. Now, one of the workers there said, now we don't know if this is true or not, but one of the workers that was there at the time when they were young said that he would beat the kids with different implements, right? And because she was his favorite, she got to choose which one, which
Oh
was a
my God.
leniency. And the father did crazy stuff. Like he had his own heliport and he would pee off the top of it. And he would leave his excrement on the physical
I
towel.
wouldn't doubt if he assaulted her.
You don't
I
know. You
wouldn't
don't
doubt it at
know.
all.
And you know what like,
I'm pretty sure he
uh,
was murdered. He went off a boat, but I'm sure somebody threw him over.
a lot of people die mysteriously, related to all this. I mean,
Yeah.
him way back. And he was not even an Israeli citizen, but he was given that huge state funeral in Israel. Do you know about that?
No, I didn't know about that.
Oh yeah, because something happened after the Second World War, where he did like a big favor to Israel. It's going way back, and that's how he was tight with them. They say, and maybe Mossad, but later they wouldn't have any use for him. And it's hard to say. It's hard to say if it was murder or if it was an accident or if it was suicide because he was broke. He
Oh,
took
he
all
was.
he was broke when he died. He was broke long before because he stole all the money. He stole all the retirement funds from his employees
Oh my God.
of the paper. Yeah. They were living off of nothing. And I remember years ago when this all happened. I mean, this is going back. This is my memory, my old lady memory, trying to remember stuff from at least 3 years ago. That Ghislaine. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name because I've heard a million different pronunciations. Um, that she was actually selling off her jewelry and different things in the safe. She had no money a while back, and then that's kind of like the whole Epstein thing because he had the money. She
And
had
he
the
was taking,
connections.
yeah, and that's why she clung to him like glue because he had the money.
He had the money because whatever he was doing, wherever the hell his money came from, and she had the connections.
And the fact that somebody talked, one of the people she assaulted, she said, she comes off as this sweet woman with a British accent and soft spoken, and you think you can trust her. Little do you realize what a demon she is.
Yeah, so I I was listening to another podcast and I can't remember if it was, yeah, I can't, this is terrible. I should have my brain is like with all the stuff that's going on with my everyone pray for my health because I've
Yeah,
really gone through some stuff, multiple things, so but I'm a little,
you're
spacey
glowing though.
sometimes.
You're glowing.
I got good, I know how to do lighting.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Because I worked in that business for years. I got my fake hair, I know how to do makeup, and I know how to do lighting.
Got the lighting. Hey, listen, but I will tell you guys, there's some ending coming up for her. Like
Yeah,
she might not make it very far. Even if she gets out of there, something's going to happen.
it's the world in reverse. It's the world in reverse. So things happening really fast with the Knight of Wands, feeling like she's going to be rescued from something about words because it's sword energy, but
Yeah,
feeling left out in the cold, needing help. But
yeah.
yeah, the world in reverse is that. But I can't remember if it's somebody, maybe I got to look this up later. I'll put it in the comments because I will read all the comments. And I'm very good at that, at answering people's comments. And I'll put whose information. There was one of the cousins. Was it Epstein's or her cousin?
Talked about her young life.
Okay, I think her name is Anna. Let me look it up. I
Okay.
think I took a screenshot of it a couple weeks ago when I saw this documentary
Ooh.
or podcast documentary. It was pretty insane. So it's one of the families, and my brain is just all over the place right now. I apologize, but it was either Ghislaine's or Epstein's cousin. Like they say that they were brought up Jewish, but they really weren't Jewish. They were worshippers of Baal, Baal, and they did rituals. And she said about her cousin, oh no, it was Epstein's cousin. Epstein's cousin. She goes, he he's not a pedophile in the normal sense. He liked young girls, teenagers, 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds. But the rest of the family, it was like the 3-year-olds,
Oh my
babies.
God.
It's pretty bad. And she was on there for a good, I think, hour and a half talking about her family.
I'll have to watch that.
I know. I know I can't put links in in your comments, but you could.
If you could
I
even send it to me, I'll put it in my community page.
Oh yeah, because
You
it
could
was
go back and
really
look on YouTube what videos you've watched, your history.
I'll do that. I'll make sure I'll find out because people would find it enlightening. It was really interesting and dark. Um, but it also kind of made sense. And they know a lot of people have been killed. So you know that the other pedophile in France, he supposedly hung himself in prison, right? Around
Right.
the time Epstein, John, the one who had the modeling agency,
Oh, really?
John Luke, yeah.
He
There
was
were,
hand in hand with Epstein.
yeah. So he supposedly did suicide. Oh, I don't want to say that word on YouTube. They don't
Don't
like it.
say, yeah, don't say that word. Harry Carey is what I call him.
Harry Carey, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I did a reading on him, but you know what happens when I do readings, public readings, or any reading? A lot of it's channeled. I watch myself and I'm like, I don't even recognize myself. It's like I'm
Oh, yeah.
channeling.
Lots of times I've said things and did I say that?
I don't know. I'm like, did I say that? I don't remember it. I don't remember anything. So I literally have to go watch the video to find out the information like a viewer does. Again, I'm like, it's weird. It's weird when I'm doing that. But but she's lost hope. She's lost hope, and that's I don't
There's a sadness around her, really sad.
well, we don't know what's happening to her where she's at. Um she's hoping for someone to rescue her that night coming in. But
Well, she wouldn't let Barr come see her when she went to jail. He went to go see her and she refused to let him near her.
yeah, because didn't he go to Epstein the night before?
Yeah, she knew.
And then there's so much craziness around the videos.
And you know, another huge, yet again, lie that Trump said. He said his uncle worked at MIT and he, uh, the Unabomber was one of his students. And do you realize the Unabomber was one of my uncle's students? And he was just talking out, you know how he does.
It's
Come to find out, his uncle died in 1978, way before the Unabomber. It had nothing to do with teaching the Unabomber. The one who actually had some sort of experience with the Unabomber was Epstein. Epstein had a math class with him, I think at UCLA or something. And Epstein never finished college, neither did the
I
Unabomber.
know he's a dropout and he got that it's prestigious job. It makes no sense with bars, right? Bars
Well, that's
dad.
why Barr was so wanting to protect his father. This was about his father. He knew that Epstein could play with him. I'm telling you, Epstein, before all this occurred, had made it known if you guys don't get me out of here, everything's going to get revealed.
Yeah.
He told them that. And on no uncertain terms. And that's when they decided he's got to physically go.
And I'm surprised he didn't make a way for things to get revealed if
Yeah, you
something
would
happened.
think.
Especially with all his background of working it looked like he was working in intelligence. It
Yeah.
really appears that way from all
There's
the.
a lot of stuff with the brothers. So, I'd love to know what information do they have.
I know the brother was told by the coroner that it looked like murder.
Oh yeah,
But
well the brothers hired their own coroner, a famous one, and then the other coroner, and they both worked on Epstein in the morgue, and they both came out and said this was a homicide. He had bruising, he had, he fought.
and the other thing about the video, the video I was watching something. I'm always have YouTube on in the background. I was watching something uh, last night before sleeping, and there was this whole analysis of the tape, showing who's coming down the hall and how much time is missing, and how,
And there's
okay,
someone now, they see someone else in the tape. Someone else has showed up. So that's the person that did the dirty deed.
yeah, and it looks like that the sheets had to be pre-ripped because otherwise you would hear them, and what there was just too many weird things. It's just insane. Like, and they expect people to believe it. And I guess what I want to know and I want to read on is what about his following? Now, I know that there's a lot of, I mean, the MAGA people who support him, who
Support
support
Epstein or support
no,
Trump?
Trump.
Oh no, they're falling off in waves.
But like a lot, I mean, I still see,
86% of in the polls, 86% want to know the list with Epstein.
but 37% still support the orange one.
Yeah.
I mean, what, 37% still support him. What, really? With everything that's happened, with all the Doge cuts, with with all these
Oh, people are going
issues.
to start feeling that coming pretty soon, girlfriend. People are really going to start feeling that. Yeah, the
I
stock market's falling.
and I heard that even though the Medicaid cuts didn't happen yet because it happens closer to the voting time, but
Yeah.
what
They're
happens
closing hospitals ahead of time.
yes, that's what I hear. They're doing pre things in advance because they know they're not going to get paid down the line. So they're already cutting stuff out.
All we need is that midterm. That's all we need. And when the Democrats take over, they're going to reverse all of this, even that stupid ballroom he thinks he's going to do. And that whole Texas thing with getting all those people, That's not going to last. They can do it, but did you hear about Newsom? Newsom's going to add 7 more seats.
I heard he's trying to like, yeah, do the redistricting because all the craziness that's going on. If you can't play by the rules, we have to go your rules then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. I know. And here's the other thing. I asked somebody. So if Texas expands or gets 5 more seats, does it always go to a Republican or can it go to a, see, because so many people hate him now. Even the Republican districts, like in North Carolina and stuff, they're going to vote. They're not going to vote for him. They're not going to vote. This guy came out and talked to everybody. Was it Texas? I think it was Texas. And people were telling him, boy, we've got to rethink what we did here. You did not come up to the plate. How dare you? He was trying to blame Biden. They said, no, you're the one doing all this. And they were booing him. A
I
lot
hope
of these people are going to get voted out. They're not going to be able to hold on to their seats.
I see a lot of the podcasters that had supported him, the
Are
YouTubers that,
changing. Yeah.
yeah, big time. Like Joe Rogan changing and that really scary Nazi guy. I can't think of his name.
Well, there was some guy
Um,
that had Newsom on, Gavin Newsom.
oh, really?
Newsom can go across the board because I didn't know this about Newsom. His dad and him love guns. They actually hunt. His son got a gun for his birthday and he was so proud, he said. So that kind of talk with if you were on the fence, you may say, okay, well, we know this guy. He believes in proper identifying before you can own a gun.
Yeah, definitely. I
But
think
he believes in the Second Amendment and he strongly believes in the Second Amendment. But he called that, I'm telling you, he can, because people were saying, is Kamala going to run? And I saw her, she was on one of those night shows, and she said, I'm just tired of asking people for their vote. I want to travel, I want to do this and that. She's exhausted. She's a Libra.
yeah,
She's exhausted.
she must be after all that.
Yeah, and she got ripped off. She should already be president.
Yeah,
We don't believe our lying eyes. We saw how she would fill up an auditorium and people were waiting outside to come in. And then Dingbat over there, who had to pay people to come in,
I
he
know he had to.
claims there was something wrong with that picture.
There was something, it's why it never even crossed my mind to do a reading before the election
Yeah,
about the results because it was looked so obvious to
yeah.
me who was going to win. And when it happened, let's just say I stress ate like crazy
Well, it was
afterwards.
such a shock.
I gained so
It
much
was like
weight.
a bad dream. Yeah.
It was just, I just thought, oh my God, I can't.
And
I
we knew he was going to be in a revenge mode.
Yeah, but not as bad as I saw as it played out. But I did do readings after, and it looked like, oh, no, like a woman would be in power after, though, at some point
Okay.
in the long-term outcome that we're going to go through some stuff, but there's going to be justice and karma and somebody who is kind and very capable and charismatic
Yeah,
and
but see that
compassionate.
kumbaya stuff, like what Biden did, trying to work across the table. God bless him. He came from the old school. Even Kamala tried to be, uh, open door kind of energy. That's not working right now. We got to have somebody like Newsom, somebody that goes in and says F you with a big F.
Yeah.
Someone
I
that says no. Someone that says, okay, you go, Texas wants to play that. Guess what? We're changing over 7 seats. And the Republicans in California are begging him not to. But you know what? Mess with the bull, you get with the horns.
No, we
He's
need
not
that.
afraid to challenge Trump. He
Well, we
even said on that podcast, he said, look, I have to give Trump credit because there was something Trump did because of COVID where they went full force on it. They pushed for vaccines, they did this and that. He said he saved a lot of lives doing that. He really did. He said, but I can't stand the man now with what he's doing to this country.
Yeah. Well, I do see his health deteriorating. So I don't, I mean, I do also astrologically speaking, there's going to be some major changes going on in New Beginnings. We have a lot of changes with the planets, and it can't help but not, affect the entire world. It's already has been,
Does it
but
affect him personally, or do you know?
well, what? I didn't look into his chart. I was looking into like the overall of the world and the United States. And I'm not an astrologer. I'm just an avid astrology enthusiast since I'm a little kid because my mom had all the books.
Right.
But
It's not my language, but I'm always interested to hear.
me too. I mean, it's kind of, I think that way. I think astrologically through energies. So it's kind of like another type of language, like a language of symbols. And, if you mention a spice, I can just, oh, I know that. I know what happens when you mix this spice with that spice because I love to cook. But it's the same thing with astrology. When I think this planet, in this constellation, I'm like, oh, I know what that means, the same way I cook. But, and we're going through, I mean, we're going to go through something huge. Did I ever tell you, Linda? Did I ever tell you about my vision of two suns in the sky at the same time?
I think you might have.
I don't know if I did it on your show, but I may have told you like sometimes we chit chat, on the rare, before the show and all, and we get all into that and we're like, oh my God, we gotta save it for the show, you know? But I have
What
this,
did the two sons mean to you?
well, it's the vision from 40 years ago that I had repeatedly. And they're near each other. They're not like on opposite ends like sun and moon. And at first I thought sun, moon. You know how sometimes that can happen in the sky? And then I realized, oh my God, and there's like a little bit of an aura around the one on the left. There's one on the right, which is the sun that we're used to, and there's one on the left, and it's kind of like a V. So they're like one is here, one is here. It's not like one is here, one is here, like a sun and a moon, you know. And I start to see like because there's some clouds over here, and I'm like, and there's like an aura, like some colors, and then I realize, oh no, the clouds are moving and that's the sun. It's not the moon. It's pretty bright. It's the same size. And then this car goes down the street. Now this is 40, like, I mean, 38, 40 years ago. Let me think about the timing, but at least 38 years ago. Okay. And this car goes down the street. And this happens repeatedly because I have the same exact dream vision in this half sleep state, and the car makes no noise. So what gets me more back then is the thing that made me crazy was like, why is the car not making any noise? You know, because that was unthinkable.
Right.
At least with this thing that's happening in the sky, part of me thinks, well, what is it? Maybe like the moon changes its position. And I did have a lot of dreams about Earth changes, a lot of Earth changes dreams. And so I
But
posted
two
a,
sons, we wouldn't exist anymore.
well, it's not exactly what it looks like. So I was in Cape May, New Jersey over the weekend having a healing weekend with some friends. And I went to the Sunset Beach to watch the sunset, and there was an astronomer there. He often goes there. He's a funeral director by day, an astronomer by night. And he has this massive, this all this equipment, and he had it all set up on the back of his truck. And he had this special telescope that goes right to his computer that can, oh my God, you can see the moon in detail, the craters and everything. And it's this type of telescope camera, not a normal one, it's a camera, and it's only a few $100, and it does more than a huge telescope as big as me. So I asked him, I told him about my vision, and he goes, that sounds like Beetlejuice.
Hmm?
Said Beetlejuice has been active. It's it's a star, right? That supposedly died. maybe 700 years ago in the Middle Ages, or yeah, about 700 years ago, I think. And he said it's been blinking in and blinking out, coming in and coming out. And he said that means it's about to go supernova. So, meaning its light, even though this star died hundreds of years ago, it takes several hundred years for its light to reach us.
Oh, wow.
So it's physically not there anymore, but we see it. So
Damn.
he said if it goes supernova, it would, and it could go now, but it could go a few hundred years from now. And he said if it goes supernova, it would look like another sun in the sky.
God, that's
Yeah.
it.
And he goes, it's blinking in, blinking out. He's been watching it along with other astronomers. So
Wow.
I posted a video on my channel, The Dancing Oracle with Nijia, by the way. If you want to, I posted a video about the two suns. And guess what? Ever since I posted that video, I get comments from viewers who have the same dream.
Oh my God.
And then a couple of them told me Edgar Casey had the same one. I haven't found the one with Edgar Casey yet. And that I was watching I have meant to contact her, but I've been so busy. I even had to turn down some podcasts, with the NDE and other things recently because of my health. I wasn't up to it, but I'm doing better now, medication and all. And your loving care.
Oh,
Nurse Linda. Um, so,
wow, I've
but many
warned
people,
people.
huh?
I warned people that there's shift changes happening on the earth that are going to affect people way more than I'm not saying Armageddon. I'm just saying floods. All I could see was water. So
Yeah, we were talking a couple of years ago about the floods because
big time floods.
they
And by the way, that earthquake affected the Russian nuclear submarines too, that they're not going to announce, of course. But they said this earth was shaking for quite a while after that earthquake.
did you
I'm
feel it?
not seeing end of times yet. I would tell you if I did, but I'm not seeing that. But I just know that things we think we can hold on to, we can't. That's why you have to hold on to your energy with spirit.
That's the main thing for everybody, right? You know, that's the one thing that we know as psychic mediums that we talk to guides. And I'm going through all this stuff, I'm going through a lot. But then I'm like, wait, I talk to guides and angels and I feel the angelic presence at times and I talk to all these guides. I know everyone has a team. I know I have a team because all my clients have a team. Why wouldn't I have a team? I'm shy about talking to my guides sometimes to ask for myself, you know?
Well, that's your deal. You got to get
That's
over
no,
that.
I know I got to get over it. I got to get over it. But I have been putting myself on some prayer things and I've been getting into passion, because you got to all of us, right? Because we go through hard stuff. We're going to go through hard stuff. I was told it's never going to go back, right? So I want people to know that there's something bigger coming. My guides never let me down. Their truth is always there. My guides, if they come
Guys
in,
are so cool.
if they come in and say something, it's the truth.
Now, let
Now,
me ask you something. When you say something big is going to happen, what are you referring to?
so about 3 years ago, um, I was reflecting upon the good things that happened, the positive aspects of everything we went through with going through 2020, right? Because it was a lot of change. And I said, well, there's some good things that came out of it. And I couldn't have kept going, going, going the way I was, running everywhere. I kind of like everything on Zoom now. I really like working at home. I really do,
Yeah, me
I
too.
miss my team. I miss my coworkers and my old job and stuff. But there's a lot to be said as you get older for just being able to work at home,
Yeah.
right? And So I was really giving thanks and all my gardening. I'm doing a lot of gardening since then. I
How
never
come my
went.
tomatoes won't turn red? I got big old ass green tomatoes and they're
Do
not
you have enough
turning red.
sun? Because they like a lot of sun to turn red.
Yeah, there's a lot of sun on them. I
Did you
get two
put
different
manure?
statements. I hear they don't like a lot of sun, and I hear they do. They do get a lot of sun.
Because when mine stay green, it's because things have gotten colder and not enough sun. Like, later in the season, they really love the sun. They
How
don't like,
long till they turn red, though?
oh, pretty soon.
Now mine been on their green for a month.
Oh, no, that's crazy. Are you sure they're not green tomatoes? Like
No,
there
they're
are
not.
some green
Yeah.
tomatoes out there.
Yeah. One of
Would
them
you
has a little red starting on the bottom, but that's about it.
They're still delicious when they're green. Like I'll eat the ones I pick in November when it's cold out, even early December if the frost hasn't hit yet. And I put them in the broiler with some good spices and oil. It's really good and some salt. And it's delicious.
Okay, I might try
Yeah,
that.
don't worry. You just say it's something different. It just inspires something else. Yeah, but I was told I was shown war. This is before all the wars came. We've been
Yeah,
dealing.
this is 3 years ago.
Yeah, and this is before all the government upheaval and just everything changing. But I kind of got the impression another lockdown is coming because what happened was when I got this word that it's never going to go back, that I was given the message that not just 2020 but 2011 with 2001, right? 9/11 and 2001, right? That these were all stepping stones to prepare us like when the whole world because even that was like the world shut down, right? Everything
Right,
shut down. The whole world stopped at the same time, right? And then, in 2020, the whole world really stopped for months. And we were just like, what? We were all numb, like, what are we doing? And then the earth kind of recovered something, but we all kind of went internal. A lot of people went more into spirit and went in a good route, more into spirit. Some people went a little crazy, that was a hard thing. And I got the impression that the reason that happened, because this is what I'm trying to interpret, because I had an overlay of all the clairs were happening at once, so it was really hard to tell. Like when I had in 2019, in November 2019, when I was told devastation is coming, it was clear. It was like one paragraph, it was just clairaudience. It was easy for me to get, right? I didn't
right,
see
right.
virus. I didn't associate math with virus. I associated math with earthquakes because I've had earthquake dreams. So I assumed it was that because I'm not a nurse. I don't associate math with virus, right? And I'm like, okay. So when this one happened, it was many clairs happening at once. And my impression was what's coming is going to last longer. It's going to affect us deeper. Now, it's not necessary. There's a lot of bad things, but not necessarily everything is bad. I started thinking about this. Okay, I know that mental health was going to be affected, and that's why 2020 prepared people to deal with mental health in a better way if anything happens again. I'm given, in fact, now, okay, they're coming in right now in my back and my legs. So they're saying yes. Sorry, so a lot of that is to help people prepare. Of course, we should have extra supplies on hand, not going crazy, but intuitively, everyone's going to need a different supply. Some of you
Yeah,
need,
and I've been talking about that on all my shows. Get yourself sorted, even with the downfall we're going to take because of the economy.
yeah, and various forms of money available.
Yeah,
That's my way of being able to pay things at various forms, you know, like even leaving someone PayPal, Venmo, whatever, just so I have something available to pay people. If I can't get stuff out of the bank and I have cash, whatever, a little crypto. I'm not a crypto person, but I have a little just in case I don't even know how to use it or spend it.
yeah,
But because of my guides, I thought, well, let me diversify because that's the message I'm getting for me. I'm not saying for everybody,
right.
because everyone's going to have a different message according to where you live and what you need. But my
Right.
message was to get things done for the house that are nagging me because you don't want to deal with it later when you can't hire someone or get what you need. Um,
You weren't feeling a war though, right?
well, it's already happening. I was feeling potential for a huge, huge one. Like, but we're already, you know what, when you're in that back then 3 years ago, what we've already witnessed and what people are already going through is massive. What people are going through now in the Ukraine and Russia. I mean, have you seen the reports that the Russian soldiers are eating other soldiers?
That's what I saw that. Yeah.
And it's not always who's left over.
Yeah.
It's sometimes because they're sending criminals out, murderers. It's actually on purpose
Ugh,
that they will trap someone to eat. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And it's bad for both. And then what's going on, in the Middle East, it's devastating. It's if we go back before that happened, this is huge. You know what I'm saying? So it
yeah.
felt like that amount, but I kind of feel like there's potential to be more. I mean, I do watch a channel. Did you ever hear of Daryl Anka Bashar? Oh, you would Daryl Anka Bashar.
Oh, I've heard of Bashar.
I would say a lot of people, he doesn't like to talk politics, but right before the election he did.
What'd he say?
He said, I'm not allowed to, but they're letting me say this. He said, if the female wins, we will have full disclosure. If the man wins, we're looking at possibly having World War III.
God.
Now, if you listen to this man, there's a lot of wisdom.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very high level teaching. If
Right.
you listen to the rest of everything else he says, I mean, it's up there with positivity like Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks with Abraham. It's up in that level, right?
Right.
And that was the one time they answered, and I don't know, and it looked more like the man was going to win from their perspective, or
Or cheat and
or
win.
cheat. Yeah, or cheat. I can't remember. There was another tape about that, and it seemed to be hinting toward that, but wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, he said that, and I see that that could really be a possibility, although something in me says it's not going to last long, that there's going to be something else bigger than all of that. Bigger, it's going to be earth changes, but there's going to be something bigger than all of that. Big, big. And it's not necessarily bad. It's and I think it's related to the two suns. I have a feeling it's related to the two suns in the sky. And I've had at least 20 some people in my comments say they've had the same vision. Now, there's another channel who talks to angels, Ann Tucker. I've mentioned her before because I keep meaning to contact her, but I've just been a little busy to reach out to people. But she was on someone else's podcast and talked about two sons.
Okay.
The one thing that she always talks about is this flash of light, these waves, three flashes of light. She's not the only one. There's other people that talk to angels. They talk about these waves of light. Now, these are good things, these waves of light. They're coming from, the highest to bring us light, to bring us light.
Wow.
And she says it happens after a lot of really bad things happen.
Interesting.
And it's almost like it arrests, like she didn't say this, but this is my impression of watching her videos, that it's almost like an arresting of that negative force, like putting it like a reset. And that this flash of light, it changes us. It changes
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's that people kind of go into a state for, like they say, like 3 days. Or
Is this going to happen in our lifetime or?
yes,
Okay.
soon, soon. And I kind of wondered if it would happen in late February, like around the third week of February, because astrologically there's some major new beginning things happening then. But there's
In
something,
20,006, 2026?
yeah, there's something major happening.
No, well, we need a
A
change.
new start. Yeah, that's a new start. And we need a change. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know what it will be. And that there, other like Daryl says, Daryl Anka through Bashar, he actually channels an ET who is Bashar, like a higher version of himself
I have to
in
watch that.
oh, you would love it. You would love it. But I will send you the link if I find it about the president. See, I'll send
Okay.
that to you. Um, and yeah, so he was saying that we will have full disclosure within a couple of years.
Okay. She didn't become president, so we're still going to get full disclosure.
Yeah, it just won't happen now.
Okay.
In other words, it would have happened because maybe because of her, I got the impression she would have prepared people, maybe, but I don't really know. I think there's a lot of stuff still hidden, and we're dealing with other stuff, other traumas, and people are just
Burnt out.
burned out. Yeah, yeah, so
Well, listen, do you have any openings for readings or are you doing
oh,
readings?
thank you. Yeah, I had just opened up my calendar last week after taking a little break.
Okay.
I have readings as soon as my calendar, I do have readings as soon as next week if you contact me for a rush reading, but the regular self-booking is all within a week. So everything just opened up. I opened up some extra days because I'm feeling better. And I have some
What's your
workshops.
website?
Oh, my website is bealivinggoddess.com. And earlier I sent you my booking app so people can book directly because I also have a really fun I'm starting psychic development workshops.
Oh, I know a lot of people asking me, do I know somebody that does
Oh
that?
yeah, I'm doing one on Claire Audience on Monday the 11th at
Okay,
7
great.
Eastern. It's only $50. And then there's tarot parties that start at 60 because not everyone can afford like a full reading, but just wants to get a taste. So there's a tarot party on August 25th.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
It's fun, and I teach people some, there's some channeled stuff that will come out during those for the collective as well. So it's really positive. I
So,
know
and I
you
tell
had,
people to subscribe to your YouTube channel.
oh,
And that
thank you.
is, what's the name of the YouTube channel?
Yeah, the YouTube channel is The Dancing Oracle with Nijia. And bealivinggoddess.com will take you to my psychic page if you click on the psychic link. Enjoy, come to one of the events. They're small amounts of people.
But it's fun, huh?
Yeah, I keep it small so I can read everybody,
Yeah.
or help people. So in other words, I'm very interactive in anything I do, whether it's dance or a psychic night or or a psychic development workshop. I really like to answer people's questions in detail, being a Virgo like you.
Yeah,
Listen, Linda, I know you've had a hell of a day with Lulu,
I
so
know.
I'm gonna let you go. I think you might need to cuddle up with Lulu.
I'm going to
Do you
cuddle
have
up. I
time to
do have
cuddle
a
up?
couple of errands to do and then I'll go cuddle up.
Uh, I wish you the best evening.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
the
being on the show.
opportunity. And then after we get off, can I just talk to you off
Sure, sure.
off video for a moment?
Absolutely, girlfriend.
And we'll just say
Thank you,
bye-bye,
you guys.
everybody.